Hey guys, DJ Jack right here with you with another video here. And in this video, I just want to real quick do my review about this week's episode of She-Hulk. And this is the episode I think is the best episode we've seen so far of She-Hulk. Not only did it consider Daredevil, but also that we actually got to see Daredevil. I mean, we saw him in the MCU as Matt Murdock. We never saw him yet as Daredevil in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. This is what made the show, and I loved how She-Hulk and them are both lawyers, and I love that it was not just a cameo with Deadpool. I mean, not Deadpool. Daredevil. Sorry, they both begin with D. Sorry, but I love how Daredevil wasn't just 1 second of the minute we saw him. I'm glad they kept him for most of the whole series. And I want to thank Disney and Marvel and Kevin Feige for not making Daredevil just a cameo in She-Hulk Episode 8. I really, really, really appreciate that you had him in for a good amount of time of the episode. I really appreciate this because I was hoping that Daredevil was not just going to be, when they announced that he was going to be in the show, I was hoping it was going to be more than just a cameo. And thank Lord, it was. And I'm very thankful for that. Thank you, Disney and Marvel, for making Matt Murdock, aka Daredevil, more than just a cameo in this episode of She-Hulk. I really, 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 really appreciate it because I wanted to see Daredevil. I'm really happy that they got the crossover. They're both lawyers in the comics, and it's just really great. I mean, this episode was probably one of the best. I loved how they had the both fight scene together against each other, him and She-Hulk going off against each other, and I can tell you that, like a lot of positive reviews I've been seeing about this episode, Daredevil really got stronger. He really showed himself, and we're seeing a good version of Daredevil. Actually a good version, the MCU version, but he's looking really, really good. I thought his fighting was improving. He really, really seems like he has it. Yes, Charlie Cox really seems like he has it in that role, and he's the one that knows this character more than the other people do in Marvel. I mean, Marvel and Kevin Feige, yes, he kind of knows the character, but I'm just saying. And then getting to see them both kiss and stuff at the very end, and I was like, oh wow, that wasn't expecting that to be just a big love thing, but in this episode, but this whole thing just made Daredevil in the show great, and I'm glad that they added a dark scene of a dark wall hallway like we seen in the show that was from most of the seasons. I just gotta say, this episode of She-Hulk was probably the best we've seen so far. Now, I don't want to say it's the best because Daredevil's in it. I just want to say we've actually saw She-Hulk actually fight. We actually saw more of She-Hulk's character in this movie, and then we saw the grumpy version of how She-Hulk can become Angry Hulk. We actually saw at the very end of the series. This really, really showed you her using her powers and her getting her things. This episode really, really, really showed her more as She-Hulk. And I liked this episode the most. I'm most looking forward to the final finale next week, which is episode 9, the very final episode. But I'm just happy that Daredevil was more than just a cameo in this episode. And I'm looking forward to seeing the new Born Again, which will be coming out in 2024, which will start filming in February, as a report just came today that filming will begin all year next year, starting in February. They'll start filming the new series for Daredevil. Sorry. They both begin with D, so it's hard to say. And they both say Daredevil and Deadpool, like they're both Ds. But Daredevil. I'm talking about Daredevil. Yes, Charlie Cox is Daredevil. Yes, I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait. I love the show. I'm so glad they have it on all the Marvel Netflix shows on Disney Plus now. This is just great, and I look forward to a future of Daredevil and the next episode at least the next series. I mean, yes, we are going to see him in Echo. The Echo series, we'll see him for a few, but I'm looking forward to Daredevil's future at least in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, not the Netflix Marvel universe, the real universe of our main MCU timeline. But otherwise, this is just my review of this week's She-Hulk, how I'm positive, and then look forward to the next episode, or the next video I'm going to make is about the Mario, Super Mario movie that's coming. Looking forward to reviewing that with you too.